What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. It's Friday. We made it. Weekend's almost here. Of course, on eBay, we never really get a day off, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, you can take them, but sometimes there's questions or you got to send offers. Got to make sure you get your listings active or from drafts to active or scheduled or whatever. Sometimes you just have to do a little bit of work. But I usually don't list on the weekends unless I'm with my business partner. Sometimes Saturdays, especially in the winter when it's not nice out and I'm not doing a bunch of stuff. It's kind of nice to come down here and all you got to do is worry about listings. So sometimes I do that, just get some extra things done. Um, because like my coats and jackets and my bigger stuff, I hang up. So I got to change my setup just a little bit. Just takes, like a minute, but sometimes it's just nice to do that stuff on a Saturday. And I do have some over here that's piling up. I got a few jackets, and just like, ladies' open front cardigans. They work better hanging up than they do laying down. So I do those hanging up. Um, yeah, there you go. That's what I got on that. So how did we do yesterday on sales? Yesterday we had 7 in the first store here. Day before we had 9, 14 the day before that. Today we have 7. So it's going pretty good. I don't know. We're just keeping at it. I was looking at numbers yesterday, and if I can get the second store to about 6 or 7 items selling per day, we'll be in pretty good shape. That'll be enough money that I need to live off of. And that doesn't even account anything for the first store. So everything in the first store would just be extra. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of how it's going. Um, just always need to sell more items, right? Until you reach that point. Again, we get top rated in the second store on the 20th. So that's a little more than 2 weeks away. And oh, it's actually on a Saturday. Okay. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong month. Hold on. Let me turn my calendar here. Forgot to do that last time we talked. The 20th is on a Monday. So a little more than 2 weeks. So yeah, that'll be good. We'll get top rated and we'll just see what happens in the second store. See how much that helps. I imagine traffic will go up some. That's really what it comes down to, right? You need those views. Need those page views. You got to get that stuff out there in front of people so they know you're alive and they can buy your stuff. All right, so that's the first store again, 7 yesterday. Let's go to the second store. 1 yesterday, 2 the day before, 1 the day before that, 2 so far today. So, this store is doing good. We're almost to 2 per day. In fact, what are we at? 59 divided by 31, still 1.9. So we're getting closer. As the store gets older, obviously you get more data. You can see how you're growing or shrinking, but hopefully not shrinking, hopefully growing. Um, you can see we've kind of hit a plateau here in our page views, right? Like the highest was 71, and our highest since then has been 62. Yeah, on Sunday. So I'm not real sure why that is, why it went down a little bit here, but hey, it could just be, it's the end of the month. You're going into the beginning of the next month. Uh, I don't know. You can see here in the beginning of the month. Let's look at April. Or no, let's look at March. Well, March to May. So here's the end of March. So you see how it was lower than the previous week. So maybe the end of the month is a little slower, right? We just sold something else. And then you can see it jump up at the beginning of April. So maybe we'll see a nice jump in the beginning of May here. You can see it went from 36 to 52, and then it stayed up at this mark. So now we're at 57. Maybe it'll jump up again. I don't know. I mean, you could sit here and analyze this and think all day. But yeah, I mean, we're still selling items. So, just out of curiosity, March was 31, right? Yeah. So, just out of curiosity, that was 31, 61, 63, 64, 1.56 since March 1st today. But like I said, our every month, how many we sell per day is going up. So that's good. That's all you can ask for. Let's just look at May and let's see. I think the quantity sold is down. Yeah, 28%. Page views are down, impressions are down compared to the end of the month. I wish you could customize this so we could look at it at the beginning of April to the beginning of May, like you can in the overview. I don't know why you can't do that here. That's kind of weird. But um, yeah, we're just, oh, excuse me, we're just chugging along, you know. That's all you can do and just slowly watch this thing build. We're still putting good items in. I have a pile right here that I got earlier a couple days ago. I think there's like 10 items or something. I just got another, oh, they're over here. I just got back from the thrift, another 19 items. So let's just say it's 30 items total. That's about almost a week because we're doing 5 a day. Oh, we're doing 5 a day. So, we'll just see. We were going to do 6, but I started looking at the numbers and I'm like, I realize you list more per day, right? Your store grows bigger, but your sales don't catch up. So, especially in this new phase. So we'll see what happens once we're top rated, but I think we'll just stick at 5 per day. I don't want to go too fast with this. I don't want to make mistakes like I did in the first store and, just really bump up. So we'll go to 5 once we get maybe 4.5 sales per day. We'll go to 6. Wait for it to catch up. Then we'll go to 7. Wait for it to catch up. Because you got to have that money coming in to buy that inventory. And it's only $6 a day to add one extra, right? That's 180 a month, but that's still $180 or 186 if there's 31 days in the month. So yeah, you just got to be cognizant of what's going on in your business and how fast you grow it. Now, if you're making a lot of money, going from 15 to 20 probably isn't as big of a deal as going from 5 to 10, right? Because that money's just not coming in. Your store's not established when you're still young like this. Um, we've been at this almost 4 months with the second store now. I wish I would have started it, sooner, but again, I didn't really start learning too much about sell-through rate until last year. It's about, spring of last year, March, something like that. I really started to understand sell-through, and then as the year progressed, really started to learn the brands. Um, and then, even this year, I learned some more new brands. I learned a new brand today, in fact, for women's jeans. I had no idea. 50% sell-through rate. I had no idea about these jeans. I don't know that I've seen them a lot. Um, I actually can't remember the name brand off the top of my head, but um, it's one that I'm going to add to my list because 50% sell-through rate. Shoot. And it just, there's so many items at the thrift, and let's say you only know 5 brands, right? That's really hard to source just 5 brands. But I mean, I probably have, let's just say 50 brands, and most of them are in my head. I remember, right? Because I get them a lot, but sometimes I do have to look stuff up, or I have the list on my phone or an email alphabetically, so I can just look, you know, through the list, and I can just see, hey, is this on the list? Okay, get it. Maybe it's one I'm not too familiar with. Um, yeah, and just get them, bam, make some money off them, make 20, 15, $20 off of them, and go. Um, so yeah, and that's our other goal. I'm looking at my goals right here. Let's see, list items every day. We've done that. 3 to 4 week draft bank. We don't have that. We have about week draft bank. 10 minutes a day looking at solds. I don't always do that. I need to do that more. Find more suppliers. I have been doing that, trying to find more suppliers. 3 to 4 weeks supply of inventory. We don't have that. Increase our sell through. We have done that. Increase profitability of the business. We have done that. So we're meeting most of our goals. I would say the big one is looking at solds more often, just to see what's selling. I don't do that enough. Um, the draft bank and the inventory. Until we're making more money, I don't think that's feasible. And until we find, like a supplier where, we know we can get 100 items per month. Because going to the thrift, I'm sure most of you know this, not all of you, it's tough going and getting more than you need, right? To build a draft bank and to have some in just a supply, a backlog of inventory that maybe it's hanging up here on the rack, or whatever in a bin or whatever. It can be hard to be finding enough items. Now, or 5 a day that we're doing. It's not, well, technically 6 because we're putting one in the first store. Um, it's not that hard to find 6 items a day. It's just going to the thrift every day, right? It gets like, oh my God, this again. But yeah, I mean, it's all part of what I signed up for. So no matter how much I don't want to do it or complain, I still got to do it. Same thing with taking pictures and doing drafts and just all the little stuff you got to do. So I am doing a garage sale tomorrow. The neighborhood wanted to do a garage sale. I have no idea why they wanted to do it now, because the weather here, especially in spring, is just all over the place. Like yesterday was, I don't know, 55 degrees, pretty nice day. I mowed my lawn, my front lawn, and woke up this morning, 4 inches of snow, and it was snowing. Right now, it's about 50 degrees, and almost all the snow's melted. So I don't know why, it's pretty risky. Luckily, it's going to be supposed to be like 65 to 70 here tomorrow. And so the neighborhood sales should go pretty well. I'm going to get rid of some of that stuff I pulled out of the first store last year. Going to get rid of more of it. So maybe we'll sell a couple hundred items. So that's a couple hundred items less. We probably have, I'm going to say, between 1,000 and 1,500 items. I counted it out once. I don't remember what it is though. That are they're just sitting here. They're not making me any money. They're just taking up space. So I'm just going to sell them for cheap at the garage sale. See how many we can get through tomorrow. We are doing another garage sale in the beginning of June. My business partner's coming to help me with it. And same thing. We're just gonna excuse me. We're just gonna list things for cheap. Try to get rid of as much as possible and make some money, because there's no reason to have items sitting in these boxes, sitting in big boxes back there, not even listed because they're too crappy to list. Um, so yeah, that's why my first store, I have so many items on sale. And my second store, a few days, like I said, has made more money. Actually, last month, my second store almost made as much money as my first. That's gross profit. And that's just insane. And it sold far fewer items. Like let's actually look at the item difference between the two stores. So this must be the second store. Yeah, 57. And the first store sold 224. So almost 170 more items. And is that 167, I believe? More items, and only made a little bit more than the second store. So that just goes to show you, I mean, far less work, a lot more money if you list better items. They sell a lot faster. Um, a dollar that goes in comes back faster. Like, I wonder what my sell-through rate is in my store. I should look. I haven't looked in a while. I know it's pretty good. back. That's the wrong button. So the last, let's see. My brain's hurting. How far back can we go? Okay, so April 29th. So we need to go February 3rd to May 3rd. That's going to be too long, maybe. Although, so February 4th. Okay, so we sold 130 and we have 443 listed. Oops. What was that 130? Hit the right button. 30% sell-through rate. 30% sell-through rate. So I don't know. That's okay. So 30% sell-through rate is what, 9 months? Because this is every 90 days. No, that's 10%. That's 10 months, right? So if you have a 30% sell-through rate for 90 days, that's 10% a month. So every 10 months. So yeah. So it takes 10 months to sell an item on average, but some items aren't taking that long because our store hasn't even been open 10 months, right? So, um, yeah. So we'll just work on increasing that. Again, top rated is coming at the end of the month. I'm really excited to see if we can push this and just make $1 billion. I don't know. That's the other thing. There's a lot of people that are real successful at this. So I don't think I'm a huge idiot. So I should be able to figure it out too, right? All right. Go enjoy your weekend and we will see you on Monday. Take care.